All right, it says the stream has started. Now I'm using this live unlive thing to do this video real quick. I say real quick, it's difficult to put things into perspective and do a video on something this massive, this um, uh, world changing. I'm gonna call it world changing because if you think the coronavirus changed our world, we've got some issues. People are going to be scared out of their minds seeing this thing come by, and then we don't know it's done. It's already broke apart into four pieces, which changes its trajectory. So instead of it being like a slug, if you think of like rifling and a shotgun, instead of it shooting a solid mass like a slug, and us being able to kind of predict it, because comets are difficult. Comets are hard to say. They could turn into sun divers. They could go around. This one better not hit the sun. This one better not hit anything. This thing is half the size of the sun from its outer uh, atmosphere. The exact size of the object within it may not even be a comet. This could be a planet. I'm going to be honest with you. This thing could be like a Muamua. They called a Muamua a planet, and then oh, look, it's a big rock the size of a mountain. This comet is bigger than all of our planets in our solar system except the sun. If you take Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, it's bigger than all of them, including Jupiter. Now, it's going to go, it's part of it, part of its trajectory was between Mars and Jupiter. But now that even could have changed. Even the major piece of it could now go between maybe right at Earth's orbit before we get to it. And then the pieces of it that lag behind could hit us within weeks and months after because they have slowed down. It all has to do with its trajectory and its velocity. The velocity of the other pieces slowed down when they broke apart. Now they are like, I think they said like 17,000 miles from it. When they dropped off, they're 17,000 miles behind it. It's four major pieces. So at the exact same time that we have a shutdown, and they have deemed all of the telescopes in Arizona that have a good view of the sky and everything else, all of those telescopes are now deemed non-essential. So people can't go to them who normally watch the sky for this kind of stuff for us while we're just living our everyday lives. Um, Basically, they can't. So how do you know something's incoming if you're not watching for it, right? Well, it's incoming. And they've already admitted it was incoming, and now everybody shut up because it broke up into pieces. I think they knew it might do this because it got so bright so early. It was not supposed to be as bright. Now, they did say that they believe this is the exact same comet that in 4000 BC, which is 6,000 years ago, okay, came by the Earth. When it came by then, it was fine. It was huge. It was, Earth, people's minds were changed when they saw it. It's scary. It's going to be brighter than the moon when it comes by. But when it came by then, it did not break up. They believe it could have been part of something even more massive millions of years ago. And, Chelyabinsk came in and hit. That was a small comet. Oumuamua missed us. This one, the pieces behind it, because they're lighter, lighter, they could be the size of um, any of our planets. Now the sun can pull on them more. So their trajectory, we will have no clue. We won't even see them because the brightness of the comet will hide their visibility, and we can't track them. We don't use radar or lasers to see where's it. We look at something at an object and we track its trajectory, but those objects have now dropped behind by seven. Oh man, I want to say it's 17,000 miles. And now it could be so much more, so much further behind it. And that thing could actually gain velocity by dropping off other objects, if that makes any sense. But it wasn't supposed to get this bright this quick, and it also wasn't supposed to break up. And that's scary because just the pieces off of it, if it's turned into 4 major pieces, it's 5 times the size of Jupiter. So let's say if you've got 4 pieces, that's 4 Jupiters, or if you could say, close to 5 Jupiters. 4 and a quarter. I mean, actually, the bigger piece, I think the bigger piece is still in play, but I think that the 4 major pieces, which it's broke into a lot of pieces, but the 4 other major pieces that they're tracking, yeah, they could easily be the size of, close to being the size of Jupiter. So that's like having 5 planets coming in at our solar system. I'll try to show that if I can. I took a screenshot. There's lots of videos on this. I'm going to play this, though, and I'll let you see what I'm talking about. Watch this here. This is what Texas Rattler sent me.
Tremendous space rock is traveling in the northern sky on a trajectory with our sun. Currently located outside of the constellation Ursa Major.
Ursa Major, that's in the north,
of Mars.
if you don't know your constellation.
The comet, known as Atlas, completed its last rendezvous with the Earth around 4000 BC.
Now, like I said, 4000 BC is 6,000 years ago because it's 4000 BC. But I wanted to bring this up real quick, and I'll take this and I'll rewind it a bit. Okay, it's important to note that because it's so big, even the bigger piece of it changing trajectory and it's going to come down from the north, around the other side of the sun, down below us, and back up, and supposed to be under us at that orbit, but our poles are already shifting towards Siberia. Our North Pole is actually has been increasingly speeding up its way to Siberia. This thing could cause a magnetic pole reversal and go ahead and drag that side down because of its mass. It could depend on how close it gets to Earth. I think they said it was going to be 17 times further away than the moon. Okay, 17 times further away than the moon when it comes by originally. However, that's changed, and they don't know. They already couldn't tell because it's a comet. You can't really track a comet that well. You know, it could be a sun diver. It could be, if this thing dives into the sun, man, it might put the sun, blanket it with, I don't know. But just the dust alone, my major concern would be they need to get everybody off the space station. They need to be prepared to lose a bunch of satellites. I know that they set up that whole, I think it's called Earthlink, the whole satellite system that Elon Musk put up that's got God knows how many satellites. The dust alone, traveling millions of miles an hour, has gone through our space station before, and they've had to put this putty glue in there. This is going to be, I mean, seriously, people, half the size of the sun. This thing's outside, and so even the dust from it, that's any kind of dust, this is not going to be just ice and it's going to melt off some. And this is going to be a major event. When it comes by, you will not miss it. Okay? It's going to be brighter than the moon. Have you ever seen a supermoon? How scary it is? Like, are we going to hit that thing even though, it won't? Well, this is going to be brighter than the moon. Don't know about size-wise if it will look bigger than the moon. It will be scary to see. They say it's going to be an event that on the 29th of this month is when they're expecting the major first piece of it to come by. But there's all that other stuff that would be maybe even the 27th, but it's going to be like because it could have, changed. But 27th, 28th, 29th, then the 30th, and then you start over at the 1st of May, all the way through maybe even the 15th of May, that we could be debris field, because this thing is broken up into pieces, and it's debris field one of the pieces is, this almost the size of Jupiter. So I don't know if Jupiter can save us from this thing. And if it hit Jupiter, I don't know what it would even do to the orbit of Jupiter. I don't know if it would swallow it. It's a gas giant. It might go through it, part of its atmosphere. It could pull us over. It could affect our tides. This is a major thing. They have no clue right now which way it's going because things just changed. It was fine. Everything was fine a few days ago, and I was like, it's incoming. Nice. The guy, Texas Rattler, my friend, put this up. And I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting. And I just clicked like, right? Now I'm retweeting and putting hashtag Atlas. Now they're saying Atlas Comet. So for behind it, I'm just putting hashtag Atlas. It's named Atlas after the Hawaiian telescope that picked it up and found it a while back. And now they know that it's got, the one piece has still got close to the same trajectory, but it has changed, and close in space miles could be a kill shot for Earth. The other pieces, I mean, I'm not saying that one will, but it's the other pieces. That's scary that they dropped off and that they're so far away and they've slowed down. That means that the sun can absolutely slingshot them around closer, or further away, depending on its trajectory, and actually speed them up. Yes, just like when we sent off rockets and we would have them go around the moon to go out into space, and around Jupiter also, because its gravity speeds up the spacecraft. It slingshots it. This thing's going to be, the main part of it's going to be slingshotted around the bottom side of the sun and come up possibly in our trajectory, but the other ones, and it's before we get there, but the other ones could also pepper us or go in front of us, and it'd be like flying through flak. So I'll rewind this just a bit. You can see some more of this. This is way important. I don't even know what to say about this.
Of the constellation Ursa Major, passing through the orbit of Mars, rendezvous with the Earth around 4000 BC,
6,000 years
when
ago.
its approach was witnessed by the Egyptians and Neolithic tribes. This time around, Comet Atlas was observed by the Near-Earth Asteroid Detection Facility located in Hawaii.
Near Earth.
It was first spotted on December the 28th, 2019.
For a reason.
The atmosphere of Atlas is 5 times the physical size of Jupiter and about half the size of the Sun.
Half the size of the Sun.
By the end of this month, the comet may appear brighter than the planet Venus in the night sky.
Now,
as it approaches the inner solar system,
the rock within it is what I'm concerned about. This is not just ice. This is just like a Oumuamua come in. Oh, we've got a comet. Oh, it's going to miss us. And then they tell you it's the size of a mountain. This thing is half the size of the sun, and they can't tell you how big it is. They don't know. And they know how many pieces it's going to break up to. And I would say I don't think that any of those pieces, being even the size of Jupiter, I don't know about the dust, but if it puts flak in our way, I would definitely say we could lose GPS. And everything runs off GPS. Farmers, tractors run off GPS. They could live without it. Truckers run off GPS. Some of them can't run on without it. I can. You get a map book. I've been telling you people, this is one of the things that could take out GPS. But mainly in our military, they've been training to fly without it. But airplanes, commercial airplanes, use GPS to land on airstrips. That's why when the pole moved over towards Russia, that they had to change a lot of runways and redesignate them and realign their GPS to it. But I'll let this guy keep talking. I'll put up links to the other videos that I was talking about the trajectory. If I can't find them real quick, but let's play this.
System. It will be one of the brightest objects in of generation. Astronomers who captured images of the great comet have described it baffles the mind, since its exact size is unknown.
Unknown. This is a big deal. you know.
What is apparent is that the comet is surrounded by a gaseous cloud that is more than 447,000 miles in diameter. This is half the size of the sun's diameter and 5 times greater than Jupiter's diameter.
Okay, so 5 times bigger.
Although it is a powerful presence in the solar system, it is expected to pass the Earth at a distance of 72 million miles.
That was before.
It has a tail that is about the same size as its atmosphere. It transmits huge amounts of gas and dust into space. Earth in the northern hemisphere was hailed up in the year 1997, which makes the Atlas observation a rare occurrence for astronomers. The comet is presently passing through the orbit of Mars. Twice the size of all of them is already much brighter than astronomers expected it to be at this point in its journey.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be that bright. I'm going to get off this part, and I'm going to tell you what I'm just going to leave it like that. I will get into the YouTube videos of it all, and the trajectory that people were showing even 4 days ago was wrong, because now they know it broke up. But about 5 days to a week ago, people were doing videos and saying, oh, this is the trajectory of it, and it's going to come up. Some people are saying that, well, could it hit Earth? You never can tell with a comet, because the sun affects it, not just with gravity, but by heating it up and melting it. But this one has just caused a problem. So it broke up into 4 pieces, the size of planets. Not mountains, planets. And we don't have a clue. And all of our astronomy telescopes are non-essential. I think that now they should make them essential. This is just my thought on that. And y'all stay safe. We got something incoming, you know, as if we didn't have enough problems with the coronavirus already. Now we've got a bigger problem, bigger than anything, bigger than all of our planets, twice the size of all of our planets, half the size of our sun, coming at us in 14 days, 13 days, something around in there, and going to travel for the next however many days it's going to take for it to actually get by or through or hit us. I don't think that it's going to be a direct hit, but that's just my thought. I don't have a clue. It could absolutely, even if it went between our planet and either one of our neighboring planets, Venus or Jupiter, it could affect our tides, and more than the moon. The mass of this thing could be more. I mean, it's bigger than all of our planets put together. Of course, it could pull more than the moon, and it's those other pieces. But it could absolutely, it could change our poles and go ahead and make them flip. Do I think that this is Nibiru? No. And Nemesis is supposed to be the star that goes around. No, it's just a really massive rogue at this point comet, because now it's not following any rules, and it doesn't care about you or me. So y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. Hope you liked the video. Click like if you did. You share and subscribe. You need to follow this. You absolutely need to be on top of this. It's not even the biggest part that they're tracking. It's the other 3 major parts, and all of the other pieces to this thing. A small piece, a small fragment, could easily be the size of Earth or the moon. Imagine if the moon hit us. It doesn't matter. Okay? I don't think we'll have satellites after this. I think at the very least, I think we're going to lose a lot. I'm talking more than just your cable TV. So y'all stay safe. I'm out. Peace.